Hi, good morning, my friends. 2014 F-150 EcoBoost 3.6, 226,000 miles. Today's topic, Misfire. So, my friends, before you go crazy on this misfire, you have to understand what a misfire means. Well, what does it mean is that time to time the mixture of air and gasoline vapors in the cylinder will fail to ignite. What could be the cause? Well, the causes are just a huge number of them, and sometimes it's not just one. There can be many causes. Maybe it's too much air, maybe it's not enough air, maybe it's too much gasoline, maybe it's not enough gasoline vapors, maybe the temperature in the cylinder is not right, maybe not all the exhaust gases are out. Maybe. Before you go crazy on that, and before you listen to your mechanic, man, I wish I can meet a mechanic 100% honest. But anyway, before you go crazy and change your spark plugs, changing wires, or even injectors, before you listen to all those ridiculous stories that are only made up to rip you off, do yourself a favor. Do this first. Inspect the air box. How? Well, you're gonna have to pull the filter out and look at the filter, and I'll show you why. Before you do that, you make sure you disconnect the air sensor. Why? Because if you try to yank this top off, you'll pull on those wires. They're actually pretty well tied up over here for that reason. So pull this out first. It's good time to time to clean it. Get a contact cleaner. Next, you will take the filter out. I'll tell you why. Or maybe look at the air. Look at the air filter. Look inside here. Is it clean? Is it dusty? Look, I feel dust inside. You know where this dust goes? It goes inside the engine. Why this can happen? Well, maybe it draws air around the frame of the box. Over here, I put my finger on it, and I can see dust. You see what I mean? Next, take the filter out. Look at the filter. Take it out. Down there is no need to worry about it, because nothing from down there on the bottom of the box will go through the filter. Now, let me tell you about the filter. So first of all, let me make a sign where the filter sits in relation with the intake. So let me get a pen. So I'm gonna make a sign where the intake is of the filter, because I have to show you something. Let me make this this sign here where the intake, where actually the intake tubing comes. Alright, because I want to show you something. Take it out. Okay, so the intake is somewhere here, right? Where I make those marks. Look, I'll take this and I'll do this on the piece of paper. So you see what's happening. Right at the intake, there is no dust. There is dust at the end of the filter, or the size of the filter. So what that means? That means the air will flow through the filter mostly at the edges, at the edges of the filter. So when those getting clogged up, then you'll suffer lack of air, because you see what I mean. And this is a filter that's only 2,000 miles. So guys, change the filter as often as you can. Every oil change, or anytime you go to dirt roads like I do. I go in the woods with it. I pull trees and all that. I love this truck. So what I'm trying to say is that the filter does not, the flow of the air in the filter is not the same in all sides of the filter. So the portions that the air will go in, they will clog. You will start suffering less flow. Get a rag and clean the inside. Clean the inside of the filter. And the edges, the frame of the box. Sorry, I gotta do this. I really need another 2 hands. Anyway, then here too, you see how much dust is over here? Clean those too. That's how you start working towards your misfire issue. Don't let mechanics tell you legends. So the top of the box is held against the filter edges by those plastic tie downs. They're not very good. They're absolutely not good. It's a poor choice as a material, but look, if you as a manufacturer, if you take care, if you do every little thing perfect, the truck is going to cost $1 million. That's exactly what it is. So look what I did here. I put weather strip on the frame, on the sides, the side of the the outside of the filter. You see what I mean? Because this weather frame, this weather tape will not get sucked into intake. If I would have put it here, you would have get sucked in the intake. What I did is I want to give the filter a little bit, maybe like 1 millimeter more of height, so those plastic tie down snapping things will actually hold more. I'm not really happy with it. I think they should have been like just screws. That's what I think it should be. But anyway, that's money. Like I said, if you do everything perfect, the truck is gonna cost $1 million. So I'm gonna let the top of this stay, because I don't want the filter to get glued on it. You see what I mean? So okay, we clean the inside. We give it some height because of those. Then over here, where this half hinges gonna go in, there's nothing I can do over there. So anyway, now let's put a new filter. Okay, so we put a new filter. Now, talking about filters, you know, there's so many kinds of filters. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them you can't even rate them. Why? Because it's a difference between filtration and restriction. If it filtrates everything in the air it draws, it will be very restrictive, and your engine will suffer from lack of air. If it's not restrictive, then some dust, some particles will go inside of the engine. This one is a Super Tech, is because it's the cheapest. I don't have a way to measure which one is better, but I hope a better seal will actually help. We clean this inside, so now we're gonna go ahead and put it on. It was a little bit of a challenge to put it in here, but it went in. Now we're gonna have to snap those things, and yeah, they feel like a little bit harder to reach. That means it's gonna be a good seal, because before it didn't feel like that. It felt very loose. Now it feels very good. Even the sound, it's better sound. There we go. Now we put the air sensor back. I spray some cleaner, some contact cleaner on it. Put the air sensor back. This can be something too. So this is it. So do not jump when changing spark plugs, wires, or even worse, injectors, or even worse, the whole engine, like some tech will tell you about misfires. Do this first and see what happens. Time to time, take care of a filter. Change filter every 3,000 miles. I change oil, full synthetic, every 3,000 miles. Then I want to tell you about air circulation, something else. Most trucks don't have this anymore. And you know what happens? Those are dust barriers. Mine were gone too, but I bought it from Amazon and install it, because you see the flow of air and dust, it beats right into him. You kind of like stop him to have direct shot into your air box. All right guys, thanks, have a good day, just be careful. Hi, good morning, gentlemen. So It's me again, Adrian, an old ugly guy with an accent. So look, I want to go back to the filter because there are things that actually bother me. But before I do that, I'm gonna change the oil. I cleaned this thing very well. Well, you must. What's the relationship between changing oil and the air filter? Well, I want to see if there is any dust, any particles in the oil. If the engine, do you remember if I said that was a little bit dusty? I thought that was, I can feel dust on my hands. And if the intake was a little bit dusty, definitely you're gonna find that dust in the oil. So let's check it out. While underneath here to change the oil, guess what? I noticed a coolant leak from the turbo. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's right there. And it runs here. So man, yeah, I don't know if you see it right there. Right above the it's right there, you see? It's wet. That's the passenger side turbo. You see it? What that means is we're gonna have more video coming. Yeah. While waiting for the oil to drain, we'll go back to the filter. This is my camp over here. I got a big giant project coming. This boat, I have to rebuild it. It's a 1992 Caravel. The body, the inside is rotten. The motor is not well. And I enjoy, I'm building a bigger tent here. I enjoy the freedom over here, and I got a target. You see that fish over there in the corner? So yeah, I love this place and the freedom. You can't have a place like this anywhere. So anyway, that fish, I think you only have like maybe one or two bullet holes, and I think I shoot that thing like 100 times. Yeah, I'm a poor shooter. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, he's got 2 holes. Not bad out of 100 shots, right? So now let's take a look at the oil. I don't see any sparks. I really don't see anything. There's some water bubbles because that turbo leak just keep on dripping. I don't see absolutely nothing, man. Well, some little bit. Let me get Look at this. See what I get on the rag, on the towel. I really don't see anything. That's good news though. So it was, you know what happens? I changed the oil filter, and I think maybe I didn't put it back on, or maybe it didn't seal. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Actually, what I did, I pushed those plastic clamps all the way here instead of being in that slot. Put it all the way here. So that means it got pressed this way more, and maybe has some gaps in the sides. So it's all good, but you know, I keep on thinking about it, and I actually bought another filter. This time I bought a Motorcraft filter, air filter, and I wanted to, instead of SuperTech, because I thought maybe because of the pattern on the filter, I was thinking maybe the SuperTech is very permissible, and so maybe it draw air in the center through the filter with some dust. You see what I mean? So I changed to Motorcraft. The thing I noticed from the beginning, this Motorcraft filter, is that they're a little bit oily. You know what? I like that. Seriously. So I'm gonna put this back. Oh, I'm gonna put this on anyway. Any debris inside? I put my hand in. It looks very clean. So let's see the pattern of this filter. It's been only a few days. Maybe I put another 500 miles. I just want to see the pattern on this thing. So I'm only after a few days. You see? You can see the pattern here. And here too. And nothing in the center. So I wonder if right in the center, the filter, it actually pulls the air through the center. I wonder if it pulls with dust. You know, what is the explanation that on the sides is more dirt? I don't know. You can interpret in many things, but anyway, I'm gonna put a new Motorcraft filter. So that's all about the filter, the air filter. It's an entire philosophy. The more I think about it, the more I think that, you see this intake over here, it's just a little bit wider, bigger than this intake here. So the intake in the box is a little bit wider than exit in the box. So what I want to do, I want to actually plug that hole, and I want to put oil, a little bit of oil. You see what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see how it goes. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll get back to you when I have to fix the driver side turbo leak, and then also I think I have a manifold leak also here. So yeah, it's trouble ahead, Captain, trouble ahead. Thanks. Difference between Motocraft filter and Supertech. This is the Supertech here, and this is the Motocraft. You see those Supertech, they're not holding place. As you mount that on, they can get really close. When it gets sucked, air sucked in, they can get really close to each other. This one, the Motocraft, cannot. You see what I mean? So it's better built, and also, but it's a little bit smaller than the Supertech. It's smaller, but it's stronger. If you see those ridges here and here, so I will stick with the Motocraft, even though it's more expensive. That's it, because I know I'm gonna have remorse later, you know. All right, man. Thanks. See you next time.